So this morning I want to talk about I've been preparing for the holidays. This part of the season, regardless of belief, affiliation, your practices, this is a busy time of year for most people, and there's gatherings and there's workplace events that are happening, and a lot of friends and family, community events that are happening, and what I find is that there are expectations that can really limit us from being present and fully there for the experience. And so here's what I mean by that. I think about, the songs remind us that this should be a season of joy, right? And we should be jolly, and there should be family, and there should be gratitude, and all of these things that are part of our culture and of our songs and everything that's present about this season. And I think about that as kind of, if you think about a circle, within that circle, I think, okay, my family's coming over. And in that, I want our experience to be joyful or happy. And that's kind of inside of this circle. And so anything else where maybe there's grief or loneliness or depression or anxiety or unworthiness or any of these things, in my mind, and for most of us, they're outside of the circle. That should not be part of our experience. And we start attaching should to that. Did you hear that? That should not be part of our day, of our time together, of our experience. And so what I like to remind us of, and what mindfulness practice reminds us of, is this idea of that ampersand. For those of you who are familiar with that name of that symbol, I put it in the chat so you can see it. It's on our keyboards. And symbol, that ampersand, used to be part of our alphabet long, long ago. It's the reminder that these things are not outside of our circle, that what we've placed in the circle, what mindfulness reminds us of, is that's actually my expectation. That's not actually what should be happening. That is my expectation. And when I can see that, I think, oh, and these can be part of the experience. And, right, this is all part of it. I can have joy and gratitude and allow grief, anxiety into the circle. And to remind us that the full experience of emotions, that full spectrum, is there for us to feel. And that the language we use often is good emotions and bad emotions, right? And so seeing if we can play with our wording to just eliminate that. They're just emotions. They're just here for us to feel. And very often we call these bad emotions because of the expectation we have, because of what we've placed inside the circle. And so when we bring mindfulness to this, we just eliminate the circle, or at least begin to notice, what is my expectation? And can I remove the word should? My expectation is that we're going to have a good day. Everybody's going to be nice. Everybody's going to be involved. And I'm allowing space for whatever else might happen, for myself and for others. And that's huge. That is big work. I'm allowing myself to feel whatever I feel. I'm going to meet myself wherever I am. And that all of that is part of the experience. Ampersand, and the words that I like to use, I learned these, I would love to credit who I got this from, but I forget, is this, and this too. So what I mean by that is, I know my expectation is this. For us, we celebrate Christmas morning, what that's going to look like, how my kids are going to respond to these gifts we've worked so hard for, how, I have expectations, and I want to be aware of my expectations. And when the reactions or the responses, mine or others, don't align with that invitation to bring that other thing into the circle is, and this too, and this too. And this is part of it. I'm bringing it into the circle, and this too. And so we're going to just play with that this morning in our mindfulness practice. I want to encourage you to play with this throughout the holiday season. As we move into the new year, many of us begin to think about what we want for the new year. We begin to plan and strategize. And when we do that, being really clear, these are expectations. And these other things we might experience these other things too. And so it's a really great practice regardless of the time of year we're in, but certainly within this season, this time of year, the next few weeks, it is full of expectations. And so really being aware of that, bringing our mindfulness practice to that, seeing if we can detach from that expectation a little bit, and using that and this too as a way to expand the experience we're having. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and close your eyes. You're welcome to also keep your eyes open and just shift them downward into a soft gaze. Allow yourself to just be here this morning. Finding your breath and allowing your breath to guide your physical experience of what we would call kind of grounding, just feeling your body. We can go days, weeks without feeling our body because we're so busy in our head. So we just want to remind ourselves of this thing that's dragging us around through the world and find ourselves in it again. Our body and our breath serve as a beautiful mindfulness kind of anchor. At any moment, we can go into our breath, we can go into our body. It's only happening right now. The sensations, the inhale, it brings us right into the present moment. So as you're inhaling, find that your shoulders lift away from the ears and back into the sockets. Allow your spine to lift and your chest to rise. And as you exhale, feel yourself land in this body, your feet firmly on the floor, your pelvis grounding in, finding a balance point, your lower back being a strong anchor, allowing your belly to soften. And then again, on the inhale, you might find the crown of your head lift, a slight smile to your lips, a softening between the eyebrows, opening of the hands. And as you exhale, the grounding. And one more on your own. Allow your breath to return to its normal pattern. Notice what's present for you this morning, physically or mentally, just naming it, observing it, having a hard time focusing. Monkey mind, that idea of I'm here and then I'm thinking about my to-do list, and then I have one eye open looking at an email. Maybe you feel very present, feel focused, just noting and seeing if you can just allow that to be. So often what keeps us from a mindfulness practice is our expectation of what we're supposed to be like in it. I'm supposed to be good at this. I'm supposed to be able to focus and pay attention. I'm supposed to be able to keep my body still. Those are all just things that we've put inside the circle. Those are expectations. What might also be true is that we're fidgety, we're tired, we might catch ourselves 10 times in just a few moments where our mind has drifted. And that is all exactly what should be happening. Mindfulness is just the practice of coming into our present moment and taking away any judgment, taking away the expectation, and just meeting ourselves where we are. And this too. I'm here, I'm in this practice, and I'm also very distracted, and this too. And I'm also grateful for this to be here, and I also can't wait for it to end, and this too. Reminding ourselves that all of that can be present at once. Noticing your body, any sensations, areas of pain or discomfort. Just naming them, noticing them, and inviting the experience into the circle. Our expectation is that maybe we should only feel good. There should be no pain. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Those are expectations that when we cling to them, we're not present. And so we just allow them to be since they already are. And this too. When we invite them in, we remind ourselves that other things are also true. I do have this pain, and there are so many areas of my body that are working well. And that all of that can be true at once. We're going to be in silence for just a moment together as you move through this exercise, move through your body, move through your mind, noticing what expectations you have of today, of yourself, of each other, of the season. Seeing if you can allow other things to be true. Not with story, not with judgment, not begrudgingly, just simply allowing them to be. And as we close our practice, taking a breath again, that inhale, that exhale, reminding yourself that that is a very powerful anchor that can bring you back at any point throughout the holiday when you feel that tension of expectation, taking an inhale, taking an exhale, and saying, and this too. Slowly open your eyes and come back together. Thank you for being here, everyone. I'll see you next Friday. I'll be here. If you're around, join me. Be well. Bye-bye.